of that. We also are aware of the fact that students were off of work for oh.
Harrison, can I pause you for a minute? Can I pause you for a moment? I see a Carla.
Is that Carla sighting?
Carla, we were just talking about how amazing you are and how much we're going to miss you.
You're gonna make me cry. Don't do that.
But the students, you know, have been, you know, wishing you well. I don't know if anybody wants to chime in and pass any message on to Carla.
CJ, I already got your email. That was nice.
Well, that was quick.
Well, that was quick on your end too.
I sent that before they were going to pull you, before I knew they were going to pull you. So I just wanted to thank you for all the help you've given me over these past few years.
Oh, you're welcome.
I appreciate everything you've done.
My pleasure. All right.
Carla, thank you so much for everything.
Everybody, yeah, you guys got the best.
We were taught by the best, so thank you, Carla.
Thank you.
Bye, Carla.
Bye, Carla.
Bye.
We do have her on speed dial, so
yeah,
we'll be able to.
And we'll no doubt use it. So it's not lost on us that people have had difficulty scheduling tests and then paying for tests because of lost jobs. We get that. So what we're doing for this fall and this spring is we're just requiring people who are student teaching in the fall or student teaching in the spring to at least take one OAE prior to student teaching. We're not requiring them to pass all of them or even to pass one, although my heart would do better if you'd pass them, like, you know, along the way, because at the very end of it, you'll have to have those passed in order to get the license. But this gives you a little leeway in terms of paying for it, of scheduling it, and not have to worry about it too very much. One reason that we try to enforce that policy, and we do enforce that policy for the OAEs, is because if you're in teaching in February and you've already passed your OAEs, the job offers start to come. If you have passed your OAEs, you're a sure bet. As soon as you finish teaching, you can get right on the employment plane, right? If it's an uncertainty about whether you're passing the test or not, you know, another candidate who might have a leverage over you. So there's a reason for that. So, you know, we've worked really hard to try to not spring this on everybody at the very end at like senior year, right? So there's an OAE testing schedule, and your advisor should always go over that testing schedule with you. You know, you should take certain tests after your first semester of junior year, and then at the end of junior year, and then the end of your first semester of senior year, so that it's not all, you know, bunched up and stressful to you. So please make sure that you're proactive about saying, I want to look at this testing. And, you know, we do our best to make sure that, hey, you finish this amount of content, you're ready for the test. And you finish these courses, now you're ready for the test. We've tried really hard to build that into those plans. Okay, so just make sure that you're kind of keeping up with that. And again, this pandemic has just thrown so many things for a loop. Again, it is really showing us our resiliency and just sticking through it, right? That's what teachers do. You just, whatever the waves are, you just keep moving on course the best way that you can.
Yep. Amen. Amen. Yeah, and I also want to mention that the OAE testing schedules that we had physical copies of in the office, we now have scanned and are available on MyMount in the Mount Education and Licensure Community section. So if you go to that, to Mount Communities, and you go to Education Licensure, you'll see one of the tabs now says OAEs, and when you click on that, there's also all of the schedules for all the different groups. So if you're wondering, am I on path or not, you can take a look at those. But we have changed our advising practices, and many of you know this from your advising sessions in the spring, that every advising session will go over that schedule with you as well. We just want to avoid you being in the tough situation of When you get to student teaching, those of you who aren't seniors yet, when you get to student teaching or close to student teaching, we've had students in the past who we advised to do OAE testing spread out, say to us in October before student teaching, oh shoot, I haven't taken any of those. I'm going to take all 3 in one day. Like, what a terrible test taking strategy, first of all, right? And I can't even think of the stress. So we're just trying to really protect you and make sure that you have, everything in place so that you can do well and not have to repeat those tests. And once you get one under the belt, I think the anxiety about them either goes away or sometimes, at least you know what you're getting yourself into. Even if you don't pass the first time, at least you know what the animal is, right? And I think that's a big piece of the OAE angst that so many students often feel. It's just not knowing what it's going to be like. So.
And just know that there are resources, right? There are resources in the library. We have a set of Mometrics, digital documents through the library that are free to you to use, right? So there are things there to help you along the way.
Absolutely, and those are available free through the online system at the library as well. You don't even have to physically go there. So those are there for you. Yeah, and I guess more than ever, we just wanted to be able to look at your faces and tell you face to face, even though it's virtual, even though we're doing in-sync classes, and even though campus is open and there's all these rules around campus being open, we are here for you more than ever. Our hearts are all about helping you get where you want to go. So we are here to support you. We're here to hear even hard things from you. If you have things you want to tell us, we are here to do everything we can to make sure that you're successful and to make sure that you can go out and teach and change some kids' lives. We have confidence in you. We know that one day when you're teaching a little social studies lesson about the pandemic, you can tell your students, I lived through this, right? And I learned that I was capable of things I didn't know I was capable of before. And, you know us, and you know how much we just generally love and care for each of you. And that doesn't stop just because we're virtual right now. That will not stop. And now I'm going to cry. So Harrison, help me. Somebody help me.
Don't do that. I just want to echo that. These are really hard times. So if you feel like you want to reach out and talk and discuss something, please do that. Whoever you feel comfortable doing that with, questions about placements, about the OE test, anything in the School of Education, just let us know. We'll direct it in the right direction, or we'll find the answer out and answer you as well. So just don't cry, Dr. Saylor. Don't.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right.
Anything else on people's minds or faculty? Something I didn't bring up that I should have brought up or said?
Mike, did you want to say something about methods courses and?
Oh, well, just a reminder that in methods courses, you have to earn at least a B or higher. For all other courses required for your license, make sure you earn at least a C or higher. Don't think there's any secondary ed people on the calls, but their content courses are also C or higher. But yes, don't forget that if you're taking a methods course this fall, you need to earn at least a B or higher.
Thank you, Mike. That's good to keep in mind, So if you feel like you're not sure what kind of class you're in, what kind of grade you have to get, if you think you're on the border, let us know and we'll let you know. And just know that too, that the entire university, we've been in meetings with our fellow professors from other departments the entire summer. And I've been astounded by people who, when we went remote last year, said there were a couple professors who said, oh, this is impossible. This isn't going to work. Da, da, da. We have one who's been with the university for many, many years. I think 25 years, maybe more. And said she just thought she couldn't do it. She taught a summer class and she actually led the professional development for us last week on how to teach using Zoom and building community and making sure that it was high quality instruction. So it can be done. We're going to give it a good whirl. Not to say though, that once we get a chance to be back in touch with you on in a physical way, kind of physical face to face, we can't wait. So let's see here. So Ashley says, is the Reading Science doctoral program going to be online as well? So actually, that's a good question. So if you're wondering about Reading Science, you start with the master's degree and then would move to the doctoral. The Reading Science master's degree is completely online. And that's how we have students from 28 states and 5 countries in the program, right? So it's it's a very popular program. It's well known internationally. And, you know, Amy Murdoch, you know, she's so darn humble and kind and, you know,
Competent and
all those things. You wouldn't realize
passionate
rock star
and
she is. Like, people want to know Amy Murdoch, right? So anyway, so that's the way that would work. And then the doctoral program, after you finish your master's, if you enroll in that program, it is what we call a low residency program. So it's online during the school year, but in the summer there's a 2-week institute where all the participants from whatever corner of the world they're in come to the Mounts campus for 2 weeks of face-to-face instruction and with some of the leading experts. And the good news is when we bring in those leading experts, we're also going to be contacting our alumni and our current students and our master's students and letting them know that, for instance, you know, maybe we get Anita Archer to come to the Mount, you know, little dream of mine, you know, or Daniel Willingham, you know, so we're hoping to be able to bring in some really big name people. And of course, our own students, our alumni are going to be people who are invited to see those people as well. So I love that you're already thinking about doctoral programs. So I bet I have a few future School of Ed faculty members in here. So that's wonderful. Thank you. Okay. We never want you to suffer in silence. We never have, but we especially don't want you to suffer in silence now. So if you're feeling worried, you're feeling concerned, if you have a question, if anything's on your mind, all you need to do is email, text, you know, what have you. And we'll help you and be honest with you and share what we can and make sure that we're meeting your needs. That's important to us. We do hope some of you take the time to be on campus a little bit. Megan, you've been on campus a little bit. How's it been? Because you're doing orientation, right? Can you guys imagine doing orientation during this? Oh my Lord.
It's been a little crazy, I ain't gonna lie. But we're hoping to still have our in-person orientation, so right before school starts. So crossing our fingers, everything goes well.
I know they've been busy trying to plan for how to do that with 6 feet distancing and all of those kinds of things. So, all right. Well, very good. But we do hope to see you guys. So, you know, if you happen to be on campus, please, 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 most of you have my cell phone, you can text me, call the office, set up a time to come in. And even if it's spur of the moment and you can't get in the office, let me know and I'll come out of the office and find you on the quad or wherever. I hope that didn't sound too desperate, but but we do value you and want to be able, you know, want to be able to make sure that you feel like you're getting what you need. So if you have any questions, you know where to find us. If you're like me, you'll think of a good question about 5 minutes after the call ends. So everybody okay? All right. Okay. Well, love to you all. Love and stay well. And we look forward to seeing you on Zoom or in person. And just let us know if you need anything.
all right. Everyone take care.
Bye, everyone. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.